We are here at Pioneer Theater. We're about to go to a press event for Bright Star. We're going to be interviewing Carmen Cusack. I'm really excited for that piece. She was a Tony-nominated actress for this role. And I hear that we might actually see a performance while we're inside.
Yeah, it'd be great if we got a chance to see the Bright Star Band. Love the music from this show. Excited to head in. We're going to go in and see what we can find inside.
The show is family to me, the cast is family to me. So to see them again, to see them all again was surreal, and to be able to tell this amazing story again to a new city, to a new place, it's just really lovely. It's really heartwarming.
We had an awesome time hanging out at Pioneer Theater with the cast and band of Bright Star. It left us really excited for opening night.
We are here on opening night at Simmons Pioneer Memorial Theater for Bright Star on tour.
Pioneer Theater is a local, regional, professional theater, and they don't normally have touring casts come through, but this time they made an exception and brought in a wonderful touring cast in Bright Star.
Let's go check it out.
So we just barely finished the show and walked out. It's a weird feeling. It's one of those, like, I'm crying a little bit, got a little bit of tears, but also just happy and full of hope. What do you think? First impressions?
First impressions, the show was just so touching. One of those stories that you'll never forget.
We just made it home from Bright Star, and it's that time again. We're going to do 3 good things and 1 bad thing. I'm going to kick things off with my good thing, the set. The set was wonderful for me, and what made it wonderful was how simple it was. What about you?
You know, I feel like I sound like a broken record a little bit in the sense that I loved the choreography again in this piece. The choreography was more in the background and pretty subtle, but it helped move the story along really well, and it helped magnify the story.
So my number 2 is storytelling. I'm a big film nerd. I'm really into stories and really into, hearing different perspectives. And for me, this is really great storytelling.
This is storytelling at its finest, so you hit it spot on.
Absolutely.
My number 2 is they actually had the musicians on stage, on the set, and the one thing that I loved about that was that they felt like characters in the show, and they even would use these same musicians. They would come out and they would help progress the story.
It was really neat, and that kind of leads me into the next piece, is the music in this show. It's just wonderful. That's my third good thing. The music was just great. Maybe it's the dynamic of having the musicians on the stage. Maybe it's just that really authentic Americana feel. I really loved the music in this show.
So my number 3 is Carmen Cusack. She's the lead actress of this show. She was Tony nominated, and she actually went on the road. This is her 3rd stop, and then she's done with this role. She's amazing. She has powerhouse vocals. She's able to go from a 40-something-year-old to a 20-something-year-old, and it's just magical, the transformation that she takes. And then here's the other part, is that she's supported by 8 other actors directly from Broadway. It's amazing to have this much cast directly from Broadway. We're really very lucky to have that kind of powerhouse cast here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's ever happened. If it has, it's very, very few and far between. But that brings us to our bad. So my 1 bad of the night, I really love the guy who plays Jimmy Ray in the Broadway and the soundtrack. And tonight, right at the beginning, the very first song that the actor who played Jimmy Ray tonight sang, I was very worried about it. He kind of took a second to warm up, and I was pretty concerned with those first couple of minutes as he sings that song. But I mean, he came around, he really knocked it out of the park. I mean, overall, if I have to choose a bad, that's the one.
Mine is on more of a technical aspect of the show. We were sitting in the orchestra, and they have TVs up with the conductor so the cast could see what's playing, and the TVs were so bright that you could see it in the orchestra when it's really dark and it's this very intimate moment, and I'd see that TV flashing. It was distracting. It made me turn around and look at it. So
definitely just a tech thing though. Even with that, show was really solid. Loved this show.
Honestly, I couldn't recommend the show more.
This story stands alone for sure, but Carmen is just effortless. She's wonderful. Wrapping up episode number 2?
Yeah, I couldn't recommend. Get your tickets to Bright Star now.
Definitely.